Hey, ballers. In today's episode, we are talking grenades, players that will blow up your team if you draft them. Please subscribe to the podcast. We are on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify podcasts. For any updates, please follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Thank you for supporting us and enjoy the show. Let's go.
As you see, my Jedi powers are far beyond yours.
All right, welcome into another episode of the Ball Bros Don't Lie podcast. Today's episode is fantasy grenades.
Uh-oh.
Will you guys jump on a grenade for your team or
No, I'm
Wow.
avoiding them at all costs.
Good. That's the whole episode here. So
Grenade
that's,
helmet on.
that's gonna be our episode today. We appreciate you all for listening. And make sure you like subscribe to the podcast. We're on Apple and Spotify. And also, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, we're going to get in some news and notes. It's not a whole lot of stuff, but there's some important things. James Cook signed was it a 3-year deal that I saw for his contract?
Yeah, it was not. It was. I don't know. I was expecting, I think, a bigger deal. So it's. Oh no, it's a 4-year, 46 million
Okay.
extension. 28, almost 29 million guaranteed.
Okay. It has. I didn't look into it. There's probably an option of them that like he gets the majority of his money, and then it like if it's on his last year, it's not as much. So
Yeah. So when it's all said and done, and this is from SB Nation, but it's effectively a 3-year, 3 years at $30 million deal. So 10 million a year over 3 years.
that sounds nice.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
I take 10 million a year and retire.
James Cook is cooking.
Yep. So that's good for him. That's been. I mean, he did the whole. Yeah, I'm here, but I'm not gonna work right now, guys. I wish I could do that. My job. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just not working, guys. So. I was like thinking in my head when I was hearing this, listening to a podcast. I'm like, pro sports are the only sport where you can show up to work, and if you want more money, you don't have to do anything. Like you could just, yeah, I'm here just so I don't get fined or I don't get in. It's hilarious. I think it's great, but it was just the funniest thing. I was just like, he's there. I practice, but I don't feel like practicing today, guys. So pay me. Stafford is still hurt. I saw that there was like this metal RV behind their practice facility, and it's like a red light, some type of hyperbolic thing that he went into. So it's for his back. So he's still hurt. It's still concerning to me that it's going on this long. So yeah. Puka, if you're drafting this week or next week, just be cautious with drafting Puka. But I would still draft him. But it's concerning for me.
The backup for the Rams.
Jimmy,
Oh, I'll try it, Jimmy.
your boy's favorite quarterback.
Oh man, if Stafford can't go, I mean, I think we hit on this last pod, but the Devontae Adams dynamic
Yeah,
would be really interesting.
it's gonna be very interesting. Wonder if he'll get a soundbite of him like the first game, where if Stafford doesn't play, he's like, "I'm gonna die today."
I mean, Stetson Bennett has looked pretty good in the preseason.
Yeah.
The 4th round pick a couple years ago.
The Georgia guy.
Yep.
So,
Georgia.
And Najee, he's dealing with an eye issue because he played with fireworks on the 4th of July weekend. So he's been seen walking the track. So I don't I this to me, if he's still like having issues towards the season, Omari Hampton is definitely would definitely be on my draft board soon.
Yeah.
And he's definitely going to get the workload. So
What
just because
what have the big knocks in his career been on Najee so far, right? Like efficiency, but also like hasn't had the greatest running back vision.
no.
So with an eye injury, it definitely doesn't improve that situation.
And it's yeah, it doesn't help your situation anyway at all. So and then for the also the Chargers, Rashawn Slater, their left tackle, he tore what did he tear? He tore something that was it's not an ACL, it was his I had it. It's like patella tendon or something.
Yeah. Patella tendon.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
patellar tendon.
that's
Yep.
so the word is that it takes a lot longer than a year to recover from, and most guys don't really recover from that. So that's a big blow to them. But he did get paid, so he doesn't have to worry about his financial situation
Wow.
anymore. And then let's see, Jaden Reed and Shakir both have ankle injuries.
Oh,
They didn't play in their preseason games. I think there's one today, few today. And then Tyler, your boy, scared your Raider Nation. How did you feel when my wife texts you? Was that she texts us in this group chat? I was like, oh no, Najee's in the tent. I'm like, oh shit, what happened? And then
yeah.
how did you feel? Did your heart like drop?
Well, thank God I was on the way to Kono's, my favorite breakfast spot. Um, when I got the text, so I was on the way to a happy thing. But when I did get the text, I did, I did start sweating. So
But he was fine. I think it was just a fluke little thing. So yeah, and that's about the news we got. So we're gonna get into these
hey, Ashton Johnson looks nice in the Raiders jersey, though.
yeah, he did look good.
Yeah.
I
Looks
did
good.
watch I watched the first drive. He looked very good. So yeah,
One
let's
one
go ahead.
additional quick note. I think from this week, charges dropped against Quinshon Judkins, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Oh yeah, that's right.
that's a fairly big one.
I still think he's gonna get something from the NFL.
They do tend to do that.
Yeah. Regardless if the charges are dropped or anything like that, they still like punish you. So I'm waiting for that shoe to drop, especially in my dynasty league because he's my running back. All right, you guys ready to get into these grenades?
Yep,
Grenade.
let's do it.
Right,
Let me put
Get
my
in,
helmet on.
get in the foxhole.
get in the foxhole. Foxhole. Tyler, why don't you go ahead and do your first one, and we'll go from there.
Cool. First one for me. He's pretty high drafted right now, going in the third, fourth round. He's wide receiver 12 right now, which is kind of crazy. Tyreek Hill. He we were kind of talking about him last week about the stack with Tua and Devon Achane, kind of mentioning him. But I just think he's going to be a grenade because he is having an oblique injury early in the early in the season so far, and that's what happened last year.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyreek's success is kind of a big part of Tua staying in the game. And last year, he only had about 4 games in the top 15. Other than that, he wasn't really impressive, And I think we're all high on Devon Achane and what he does for the Miami offense. So I think Devon Achane is going to be the heart of that offense, getting all the targets, getting all the runs, and making sure he's getting work, getting all the volume. So I just think Tyreek Hill, he's going in the third or fourth round, wide receiver 12. In a 10 team, I think he's going to end up, having a value of like a sixth, seventh round pick by the end of the season.
Yeah, agreed. And also, he was one of the guys I was researching on him and Tua. Um, but Tyreek is going in the third round, and it really, like you said, it does depend on Tua's health, if how good he is, and
Yeah.
that's how the offense runs. It literally runs through Tua. So
Yeah. I had Tyreek Hill last year, and there was a huge difference when Tua was not in the game. And I was like, what the heck is going on right now with Tyreek Hill? So
yeah, it's not
I don't
it's
know. I just,
it's not
yeah.
fun.
Even though he was wide receiver 18 last year, like it wasn't a healthy wide receiver 18. It was just very spotty. His first game, he was wide receiver 4 against Jacksonville, and then after the first week, the highest he was until week 13 was wide receiver 18, and that was against, oh god, the Raiders. Um, but
You made
but
Tim spit up his coffee.
but being wide receiver 4 the first week. The next time he was wide receiver in the top 15 was week 13,
Wow.
and it was just terrible. So I don't know. I'm not a big believer in Tyreek Hill this year. He's having a lot of offseason problems with you
Yeah.
know all the kids he's having. So
He does not like his coaches, and his teammates are.
yeah, so I don't know. Tyreek Hill, for being drafted in the third or fourth round, I think there's some better players that you can pick up, or not better players, but at least more reliable players.
Or yeah, there's
Yeah, lower risk.
lower risk, very much. All right.
Would you guys rather have Tyreek Hill or Jaden Daniels?
I'd probably take Jaden.
Can I pick neither?
Yeah.
Just given the draft range, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
generally not
Yeah.
taking a quarterback that high,
The fourth
but
round.
I would be more excited to have Jaden Daniels on my team than Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill or JSN? I feel like that's pretty easy.
Yeah, it's JSN for me.
Yeah, me too. Uh, Tyreek Hill or Garrett Wilson?
I'd take Garrett.
Both kind of weird offenses.
Yeah, I would take Garrett just over the potential of his upside.
Okay, one more. Tyreek Hill or Chase Brown from Cincinnati?
Definitely Chase Brown.
Nice. Yeah. Tyreek Hill in the third round for me is just not cutting it.
Yeah, it's too high. But I mean, that's where he's going, right? The name recognition makes, especially for less experienced players, I think the name recognition
Yeah.
will keep his ADP high.
All right. Tim, let's go with
Yeah.
your grenade.
All right. I've been on this offseason and we've kind of discussed this one, but I'm
Don't
obviously out on CMC.
No, come on.
The risk level is just too high for me. He's going at the 109, so first round is RB4.
He's going well, I'm looking at drafts, I'm doing a little mock right now, and he just went at the 211. 210, sorry.
Okay, so that's a little bit lower.
I think, yeah. But
it's
yeah,
I mean, this isn't a question of talent. This isn't a question of ability, right? We all know what Christian McCaffrey's capable of. We've seen it. The reports coming out of camp are that he's been electric and absolutely dominant.
he's healthy.
He's healthy, right? And so like none of that should surprise anyone. But he's played 7 or fewer games in 3 of the past 5 seasons. right? And so over the past 6 seasons, it's been a coin flip, right? 50-50 chance. 3 seasons as running back 2 or higher. That's great. And then 3 seasons of running back 40 or lower due to injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, 50-50. That's literally a coin flip of a first round pick, second round pick going down the drain.
Yeah, and I just think there's a lot more. I'm not going to say that any of these have more upside than Christian McCaffrey. I think Christian McCaffrey has as much upside or more than just about anybody you could draft. But would you rather have, and this is right in the same range, the same running back range, Derrick Henry or CMC?
Derek.
Yep, Derek for sure.
Ashton Jeanty or CMC?
Ashton Genty, baby.
And put your Raider fandom aside.
Come on.
I feel I'm the only one here that's not wearing a hat. That's of my team right now. Yeah, I take Genty with the upside, especially if it's our keeper league. I would definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I do Genty just for the youth of that. So
Devon Achan or CMC?
I mean,
Oh, this one's kind of tough because
yeah,
I do like Devon Achane,
that's a coin flip for me.
but uh, I'm so against players that are, even though I drafted J.K. Dobbins last year, um, I do try to not pick players that are injury prone. CMC is nice in this pick, but I think I'm going Devon Achane.
Last one. So CMC or Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs all
I,
day.
I take Jacobs.
I think Josh Jacobs is like a
I think
poor
yeah,
man's CMC if CMC is healthy for the whole
yeah,
year.
and I also think that the Green Bay knows exactly what they got out of Josh Jacobs last season, and they want to repeat that
Yeah.
because their receivers are just who
Nowhere to
knows.
be found.
Yeah, they're hurt. So
Yeah, who's the next man up for San Francisco at this point? I mean, Garendo's hurt.
Grendo,
Jordan James is hurt.
I have
Keyshawn Vaughn is there.
Vaughn. I have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea. I should look into the Niners backfield and see what happens.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know what? Jeff Wilson is back with the Niners.
My name is Jeff.
And then they just signed, the Raiders legend Amir Abdullah.
Oh,
He's injured.
and he's
Oh, wow.
yeah,
He's hurt
in there
now.
too.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I,
it's
I don't know. So it's really if yeah, they should have drafted a running back in this last draft, like a high running back, just for insurance alone.
there were so many available. I mean, they could have even taken, a Jadon Blue or a Jarquez Hunter
You could have
later.
yeah, they could have taken. Didn't they? What round did Harvey go in? Like the third.
RJ Harvey?
Yeah, he went in like the third or the fourth, right?
Yeah, I think so, somewhere around there.
Because the Broncos had or everyone thought the Broncos were going to draft the running back in the first round, and they didn't. So, but all right, anything else?
RJ Harvey looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like they got good value there.
Yeah, he
Um,
looked good in that last game.
yeah. Anything else? Tim?
Nope, not on CMC.
Not on CMC. All right. All right. I will go through my list and try to do one that you guys didn't do. But my it hurts to say this because we talked about it a little bit. It's Puka Nakua. He's going in the first round, like the 111, 110 area. The only reason he's on this list for me is because of Stafford.
For sure.
If you take away Stafford, Puka didn't have the most production when Stafford is out. So if Stafford is out in the beginning of the season, you're going to have a very, very slow start to the season with Puka. And that's my only concern about is drafting Puka is that he is so high and it's kind of almost like the Tua situation. If in Miami, if Tua is not healthy, Tyreek is, and everyone else is just not good. It's the same thing going with the Rams. So, and also with their Kyron being there, he steals a lot of touchdowns once they get to that goal line. So
Yeah.
his Puka is great for an PPR league because he's not going to get many touchdowns, but it's very, very concerning that Stafford is injured. He relies on Stafford. And Stafford, because Stafford can make him he made Cooper Cup a Triple Crown winner, and and Puka's twice like younger than Cooper Cup, and he has that talent that he can do. Same thing Cooper did. So that is my only concern about Puka. But
Yeah, and add in, Devontae Adams is going to demand targets
yeah,
as much or more than Cooper Cup did.
yes,
So there's definitely that split there. It'll be interesting to see how that target share situation works out. But yeah, definitely some concern there. Puka's also got some injury risk, right? He had missed a significant chunk of last season with injury.
for sure.
So that exists, right? Only 11 games last year, but played 17 the year before. So
Yeah,
we'll see how we go this season.
yeah,
Yeah, I honestly think having Devontae there kind of brings down Puka Nakua's draft value for sure. I think wherever Devontae goes, he expects to be like the number one target, and he expects to have number one target numbers. So I just think having Devontae there, and also with Jimmy being there, I don't know. Devontae, as we saw in the Netflix kind of documentary, he's kind of a diva when it comes to Jimmy Garoppolo. And
what makes you say that, man?
I don't know, man. Just I feel like there was a dark cloud when Devontae Adams was over here. And I take words out of his mouth.
Yeah,
Thank you for screwing us, Devontae. No. But I just think Devontae being there and kind of having that negative mindset with Jimmy, you never know. It could spill into Puka
yeah.
Nakua's thought process as well too. So I don't know, just a little bit of a sketchy situation there if Stafford's not in the game.
Also, it's a vibe. You have, you know, Devontae is the old veteran that's been around the league, and I'm sure Puka has looked up to him, and or like,
Yeah,
it's like, oh wow, I get to play with Devontae. I have heard that he's like, yeah, I get to play with Devontae Adams. Like this is like,
gave up his number too.
yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that's crazy.
Yeah. So like you never know, just kind of like a weird situation that's, Stafford is a good quarterback and Jimmy's not. So
I hope he got money for that.
yeah.
So, all right, Tyler, why don't you give us your next one? Your next grenade. I actually like this one because I like it.
The receiver?
Yep.
Yeah. Going in 10 teams, going 8th to 9th round. Wide receiver 35 last year. Minnesota Vikings, Jordan Addison. Last year, only 3 games in the top 10. Week 4 against Green Bay, being wide receiver 4. Week 12 against the Bears, wide receiver 1, kind of crazy. And then week 14 against Atlanta, wide receiver 3. Besides those games, his highest ranking was wide receiver 19. So not real consistent, I would say. Not real. I mean, he's a decent flex in my opinion. Just not someone I would like to have on my team just because this year he suspended the first 3 games.
Yeah.
Suspended the first 2 games, and for me, he's fourth on the list for JJ McCarthy. You have Aaron Jones for the running game. You also have Jordan Mason being the backup too, so you have a little running back committee back there. And then for the targets, you have Justin Jets and TJ Hawkinson. Justin Jets, being the receiver that he is, and then TJ Hawkinson being a reliable tight end in the red zone and reliable hands. I think that's going to be good for JJ McCarthy for target practice.
Yeah. My definitely if this is advice for people that listen. I mean, when you're drafting, if you're drafting soon, you can still draft him, but just be
Yeah.
cautious of the 3 game suspension, and just look if you do a mock, just look where he's going, and look who's going around him, and then
Yeah.
maybe you can draft whoever, because I see that you have here. Would you rather have Paul or him, or like, I mean, us knowing that he's getting a 3 game suspension, I'm going to take the guy that's going to be active week 1.
Yeah.
But I would definitely take Ridley over him,
Oh, yeah.
regardless if he had a 3 game suspension or not. So,
Yeah.
but
Jordan Addison going in the 8th and 9th round. I don't know. This is kind of like a little bit of a weird pick for me. Jordan Addison just being, like I said, like the 4th target, rookie quarterback. Um, and I just feel like there's better players that you can pick around in this draft. And also Aaron Jones is going around the same like 6 picks around here. And the 10 team both are going in the 7th and 8th round.
mhm.
And I think out of the Minnesota, I'd rather have the number 1 running back rather than the 3rd target for Minnesota.
Yeah,
It's
and
interesting that you say that. I almost had Aaron Jones on my grenade list.
I mean, yeah, Aaron Jones is not like the greatest pick either, but if I'm picking someone out of Minnesota, I'm either picking Justin Jets, TJ Hawkinson, or Aaron Jones.
yeah, with Addison went the 8-10 in this, and Worthy went in front of him. But then after Addison, it's Adunze, Calvin Ridley, Jerry Judy, and Travis Kelsey. So I mean, and then before him was Metcalf and Flowers. So I mean, yeah, just draft with caution if you do it, and
Yeah.
just know if you have like it's team 1, they already have like they have good receivers in the first few rounds, so I'm sure it's just the computer thinking like, oh, it's fine, I already have
Yeah,
couple receivers to cover it cover the him for 3 games. So
yeah. There's also I feel like there's a couple good quarterbacks going around that time too. In the 7th to 8th round, there's Patty Holmes. I think he's having a good comeback here this year. You got Baker Laser, and then you
yeah,
got Bo Nix there for quarterbacks right there. So if you're kind of holding off quarterbacks until the middle of the round, I think those are better picks in a different position rather than picking Jordan Addison.
yeah, for sure.
The other concern with the suspension, with JJ McCarthy missing all of last season and being the starter going into this season,
Yeah,
during real game action, right? There's going to be some rapport that's built with guys that are on the field.
Yep.
Addison will inherently be behind in that, missing the first 3 games. So, I mean, it could take 6, 7 games for that to materialize with Jordan Addison and JJ McCarthy. We'll have
yeah.
to see, but
I
something
was
to think
thinking
about.
that. Yeah, I was thinking that too. And like McCarthy is, I haven't seen the Vikings play this preseason yet, so I don't know how McCarthy is doing. But all I know is that Addison's playing the rest of the preseason, and then he's out for the next 3 games. So
Yeah.
that rapport is definitely not going to be there right away. So give it like maybe week 6 that he'll probably, or it could be like, week 4 he comes out and JJ just throws him a bomb, and it's like, oh well, there you go, now train him away.
Yeah, I definitely think Jordan Addison's touchdown dependent,
Yeah.
very touchdown dependent.
Yeah,
And I have one more. I have one more. Would you rather? Kind of. They're kind of split apart. Jordan Addison going the 8th and 9th round, and then we have Jacoby Myers going in the 9th round. Who would you rather have, Jordan Addison or Jacoby Myers?
Uh,
I like the upside of Myers.
I mean, yeah.
He's definitely going to be more consistent. He's going to get plenty of targets this year.
And you got Geno Smith, baby. Come on.
You're so hyped for a preseason game, bro.
I'd probably wait and take Myers. Like
Yeah.
if I could take Patrick Mahomes or Baker Mayfield and then come back and get Jacoby Myers in the next round, I'd probably do that.
Yeah.
All right. Tim.
All right, number 2 on the
Number
fantasy
2.
grenades list, T. Higgins.
Oh,
The newly paid T. Higgins, finally off of the franchise tag, is going at the beginning of the 4th round, wide receiver 13 right now. I have personally been burned in the past and been frustrated with T. Higgins and the inconsistency there. I totally understand wanting a piece of the Bengals passing game. You know, there's a lot there. T. Higgins can win you a week, or he can lose you a week. But on a year-long scale, T. Higgins has never finished higher than wide receiver 17, and he's missed 10 total games over the past 2 seasons. So you've got to think he's going to miss, 3 to 5 games in the upcoming season. 2024 had a spike in touchdowns with 10. His career average is only 6 touchdowns. And again, with the inconsistency in 2024, 9 weeks below 10 fantasy points, but 7 weeks above 15 fantasy points, right? So there's that inconsistency there. And then a couple of spike weeks north of 30 fantasy points in week 11 and week 17.
Yeah.
So big game capable for sure. But from an advanced metric standpoint, right, lowest yards per target and yards per catch of his career last season. I just think in the 4th round,
yeah, he's going at the
you could go in some better directions,
yeah.
especially from an upside and consistency standpoint.
Yeah, he went the 402. But I mean Team 9's team's pretty good actually. It's Amon Ra, Malik, and then Kyron, and then T. Higgins is their 3rd receiver out of that.
I'm down for T. Higgins as a wide receiver 3.
Yeah, I mean, but like I've seen drafts where he's going. It's like the team's like 2nd or 1st wide receiver. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's what people are comparing T. Higgins to. Is he a 1 because he got paid like a 1?
Yeah,
but I don't see, because he's missed so many games through his career. It's like the inconsistency of him not being on the field is what I'm concerned about. But it's hard to like grasp that when he's on such a high power offense, and you feel like I feel like Joe Burrow can support 2 number 1s.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But we just haven't seen it. So
yeah. Also, when we say fantasy grenades, we're not saying these are terrible picks. We're just saying that like they're going to be lower than what their ADP is right now for sure when they draft.
Just don't, like, if you're drafting where they are, don't expect them to be like
what they're drafted at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's potential. Like if you go in with T. Higgins as your wide receiver 1,
not crazy,
and he gets dinged up in week 3 and kind of like plays sparingly for the next 6 weeks, which we've seen happen in the past, like that could tank your season, right?
Yeah,
so,
last season he came in for like 1 play and then he was done.
Yeah,
so it's just like, what the hell do you do?
Yeah, T. Higgins as a wide receiver 1. It's also kind of, you got to know how you're drafting too. Like if you're going high running backs early, and you're picking T. Higgins as your wide receiver 1 as your in the 4th round. So I think the last mock draft we did, I did 3 running backs. I got Jonty, Jacobs, and James Cook, I think, if I remember right. And then I forget who was my wide receiver one, but I picked someone that was maybe not on a most effective offense, but a good enough offense that a wide receiver one is gonna be be okay right there. I think I forget who I got wide receiver one, but let me see. A DK Metcalf, Ashton Johnson, Josh Jacobs, Jaden Daniels, James Cook, and then in the fifth round, I had DK Metcalf as my wide receiver one. So you just got to know how you're drafting to and who do you want on your team.
Yeah, you actually I just pulled up that draft, Tyler. You have Metcalf, Worthy, and Judy were your
Yeah,
receivers.
all wide receiver ones. Xavier Worthy on a great offense. DK Metcalf, I feel like on a pretty good offense, and then Jerry Judy might be good with Joe Flacco, but kind of a risky pick right there. But you know, if you're going heavy running back and a good quarterback like I did, uh, I picked James Cook over T Higgins just because I'm not sold on T Higgins and being my wide receiver one. But right here, what you were saying, Josh, I think you said Team Nine had T Higgins as wide receiver three.
Yeah, he was their wide receiver 3.
Yeah, same thing right here. Team Six right here. Right? They had CeeDee Lamb, Nico Collins, Trey McBride, and then T Higgins as their wide receiver three.
They went the zero RB route.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, their first running back was Travion Harris in round 7.
Hey, he looks amazing.
yeah, he does.
That's a steal pick of a draft right there.
Yeah, that's I would be happy with that.
You
Okay,
just gotta know how you're drafting.
yeah, know your strategy and stick to your strategy.
Yeah,
You know when to prioritize consistency or ceiling, right? You want to make sure that you've got a balance of both. So, with T Higgins as your wide receiver 3 or in your flex spot, I feel
Perfect.
pretty good about that.
Yeah, that's great.
yeah.
Wide receiver one, sketchy.
Yeah. Wide receiver 2, a little less so, but
Well,
still.
a little less risk there
Yeah.
if he's your 2. So
So would you rather, and again, right in the same draft range here for receivers, T Higgins or JSN, Jackson Smith Najigba?
JSN all
J
day.
JSN.
Damn, Danny, come on.
T
Yeah.
Higgins or Garrett Wilson?
Neither.
Yeah.
Probably go T Higgins. Kind of depending again how I'm drafting.
Yeah.
If I'm going how I did, running back heavy with the quarterback, I think I'd rather have T Higgins over Garrett Wilson.
And they're going in the same round, just 2 picks apart. It was T Higgins, Omarion, Mike Evans, Garrett. So yeah.
So now these ones I think are pretty interesting.
Well, I mean, so with that being comparison to Team 6, they went like Garrett Wilson's their wide receiver 1 was their first wide receiver pick.
I mean,
So
he's consistently mid.
Yeah, but like they went Gibbs, Achan, Brown, and then Garrett Wilson, and then they just kept going with running backs, and then their other receivers Olave, Debo, and then their last receiver is Coleman. Like that's a gross receiving core.
Yeah. But I mean that running back room makes up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice running back trio.
Oh.
All right, let's do 2 more. So T Higgins or Marvin Harrison Jr.
Marv.
Yeah, I think I'm going Marvin Harrison. I like the upside of the sophomore season.
Yep. Yeah, and the added strength could be really interesting this year, especially for jump balls. I think Marvin Harrison's touchdowns go up quite a bit this year.
Yeah, Marv's going in the 5th round. It's actually really, really good value.
Yeah, I completely agree. So oozing with upside. So much upside. All right, last one. T Higgins or Terry McLaurin?
Neither.
God, I was so hyped about the Jaden Daniels Scary Terry duo. But the longer Scary Terry holds out for his contract, the less I'm hyped about it, So I really don't know about this because I'm scared of the Brandon Ayuk situation. It's being similar to the Scary Terry situation, him missing out on preseason, and there's a report that Scary Terry is frustrated. That was 15 hours ago, but I don't know. I I think I'm going T Higgins over Scary Terry just because he's not getting time with Jaden Daniels right now, and Jaden Daniels and him were great last year. Um, Scary Terry is definitely going down my list the longer he holds out.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed. Yeah. All right. I think we talked to death about Scary Terry, so good. That's good. That's good. I'll give you my number. Well, I have all mine numbered, but it's not ranked in any way. My next guy is Brandon Ayuk.
Ooh, yeah.
Ayuk is the going in the 11th round, like 1106, 1107 area. Last season, the games, week 1 through 7, he only had 1 week where he was a top 10 receiver with 8 or more points. Or excuse me, he only had 8 or more points within those like one game he had. So now that he has a torn ACL, uh, he's going to have a very, very slow start to the season. Kyle Shanahan said it could be longer for him to get back. Week 6 is said that he's supposed to get back, but I honestly think it's going to be longer for him to get back to where he was. So he's going to
Yeah.
have a very, very slow start to the season. And if you are drafting him, don't. Just don't.
Yeah,
Don't draft injured players that are still injured.
especially for these kinds of injuries.
And
right?
yeah, especially for an injury that's going to be so long. Him being out for such a long period of time and then getting back into the rhythm of it, it's realistically that he's like the last 3 games of the season, he may be coming back into form. So, and if you throw him in your lineup, it's definitely a grenade. And if you're hoping for that, like I did last season, yeah, it was a big grenade on my
Yeah.
team.
Hold on. Let me put my grenade helmet on.
Yeah, put it on. Put it on because it's if you really want to draft him and then put him on your IR, go for it. But where he's going, you can get someone better than him, especially for a guy that's hurt. So
Yeah, I'd rather have Cooper Cup over Brandon Ayuk,
I would take Cooper just regardless.
and also Ricky Pearsall
Yeah,
is
Yeah.
going right after Brandon Ayuk in this draft. Definitely, Ricky Pearsall looked great in the preseason, so I'm surprised Ricky Pearsall draft stock hasn't really gone up more than Brandon Ayuk's.
and even with and Jawan Jennings, yeah.
Yeah.
Tim, you got anything? Or
No,
you
don't. I'm not touching Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
great
I mean,
advice.
unless he's there in your last 2 rounds and you can stash him in your IR or something, then sure, maybe.
Yeah. It's even so Ricky Pearsall and Jawan Jennings are both going to the 10th round, and I would rather have either one of those guys because
Yep. Me too.
there's I don't who's pretty going to throw to Kittle and then pick one of those two guys. You may get lucky. So
Yeah, I'm high on Pearsall this year. I think there's a ton of potential there
there is very much.
and opportunity.
Yeah. So that's my big. He's the big grenade on my list. So, all right, Tyler, let's do. You got your last one here, or
Yeah.
you wanna
I think
double shotgun them really quick? It's up to you.
um
Because
let's go.
I like both of them.
Yeah, you also have him on your list.
Yeah.
So
You can
if you want to say him, I'll keep that one for you.
all right.
But I got Isaiah Pacheco. Even though he is on my dynasty, he's on my dynasty team. He's a flex player in my dynasty team, my first flex. But in a 10 team, He's going 6th to 7th round. Isaiah Pacheco. Um, coming off an injury, he broke his fibula, which is a pretty big bone for a runner like him. Um, pretty really big injury. Um, I know he didn't play much last year, and even though when he did pretty good last year when he came back. But still, it was just kind of like just not the greatest performance by Isaiah Pacheco. Um, when he started last year, he was first week he was RB 14, and then RB 21, and then he was out from week 3 to week 12, and then after that, you know, he didn't touch. He wasn't even close to the top 20. So, just I don't know. There's not a lot of feedback when he was coming back last year. Um, and also the running back room in the Chiefs is pretty solid for a committee at least. You have Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell. They drafted a rookie, Brashard Smith, in the 7th round. And you also can't forget about Carson Steele. He kind of had a little breakout, not a breakout, but had some games where no, he was solid for fantasy and had
Yeah, he
some.
got some good volume.
Yeah, he somewhat was a fantasy factor last year. So you have a pretty big running back committee, and I think Kareem Hunt will probably get um, the touches when he gets closer to the red zone.
Yeah.
So I think Isaiah Pacheco is very touchdown dependent, and just a little bit of a sketchy pick with that committee back there.
Yeah, I mean, Kareem Hunt doesn't have the same juice that he did previously, but he's still good on the goal line. We've seen that with the injury that Pacheco sustained. Obviously, broken bones heal sometimes stronger than they were before,
Yeah,
but he is a violent runner. That is his style. High energy, high contact, violent runner.
yeah,
Um, just have some worry about that. And he's kind of a pounder, right? Like he's a smaller guy, but he's a pounder, and he doesn't have quite the explosiveness as some of the guys going around him in drafts. So
hmm
combine that with Kareem Hunt sniping TDs from him. Um,
Yeah.
exercise caution.
Yeah.
yeah. And also too, Xavier Worthy is going a few picks before Isaiah Pacheco. And in my opinion, I think I'd rather have Xavier Worthy over Isaiah Pacheco on that uh, Kansas Kansas City offense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not super interested in the KC running game overall.
Yeah, I've never been into the Casey running game ever since they let go of Kareem Hunt the first time
Yeah.
Yeah.
when he started. I was like, this running game is going to be dynamic, and then he got into trouble, and it's like they haven't found a dude to like carry that load. So
Yeah.
all right, Tim, you
Cool.
got one more.
All
Uno,
right. Let me
Uno
see.
mas.
All right, I'll go with this one. Since we both have him, and
Oh
I
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel pretty strongly about this one,
Do it.
but it's Brees Hall.
Yes.
Uh, it honestly surprises me that Brees Hall's still going at the beginning of the 4th round.
Yeah.
The Jets,
He went third in this little mock that I did. Third round. 308.
yeah, it's just too high. Going as the running back 13. You know, there was some health risk. He had a fairly catastrophic injury. What was that? The tail end of his rookie season, I think.
No, I think it was the second season.
Second season,
Yeah.
okay. But he's been relatively healthy the past 2 seasons. The Jets obviously are fairly high on Braylon Allen and have been talking about the committee approach. So he's definitely getting committed
Yeah.
with Braylon Allen this year. Um, I think one of the more alarming things for me is Brees Hall had 6 fumbles last year,
Mhm.
and by far the highest of his career. I don't know exactly what the reason was for that. but that's, if you're already in a committee and you're turning the football over,
And yeah, he's yeah, it's
you're going to
um
have problems.
Hold
yeah.
on to the ball, Petey.
The head coach is definitely said like um they're definitely going to use a committee, and I don't know if Reese is going to be the Jameer Gibbs or the David Montgomery role. It's
Mm.
either or because Brandon Allen is electric. So um it's definitely concerning where he's going. I like you said, Tim, I had him on my list.
Yeah.
He's going at the 309. It's just his ADP is way too high for me.
Mhm.
Especially if he's going to be your and on this team, he's their running back one. You're not going to get those numbers. Like you're not going to get a
Yeah.
top 10 running back. The most he's done for I want to say for his career last season, like the highest amount of points he scored was 24 points, and that wasn't even like a top 10. Like
Yeah.
he didn't even get you in the top 10. He's not winning you games. So
Yeah. Exercise caution. Like I think
extreme caution.
he's never rushed for 1,000 yards in a season in his career.
Really?
But it feels like he has, right?
I feel
Like,
well. I mean, it feels like he. Yeah,
so
it
we're
feels.
heading into year 4 of like hype around Brees Hall, and yeah, sure, 2023 running back 4 does great, almost 100 receiving targets that season. I just don't see that happening, and still didn't rush for 1,000 yards that year, right? 994 yards and five um, rushing
Yeah,
touchdowns.
yeah. Oh, I mean, his rookie season, he only rushed for like he only had 463 yards, 4 touchdowns. The 2023 season, 994 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns, and then last season, 876 and 5 touchdowns.
Not
But
great.
it's not good. And then last season he had 6 fumbles, 2 of them were lost. So it's not
Yeah,
good. That's not good. That's not good. That's not
he's
top.
he's going in RB1 range for the most part. I mean, there's just a lot of I would much rather go in, I don't know,
Not.
20 different directions than draft Brees Hall.
I mean, so it's the drafted before him was Tyreek, Kyron, and then it was Brees, and then it was Josh. I'd rather have Chase Brown over him.
Oh yeah, I'd much
And
rather
then
have
I would
Chase
take
Brown.
Lad. I would take Lad. I would even take McBride. I would take either tight end McBride or Bowers over him in that round.
Yep.
So running backs in the same range, would you rather Brees Hall or James Cook?
James Cook all day.
Yeah, I take James
Brees Hall or Omarion Hampton?
Hampton.
Now with Najee Harris out, Hampton.
Yeah.
This one
How,
is a
how,
little more interesting. Go ahead.
oh no. Oh, you go ahead first. I have one if you don't say it. So.
Brees Hall or Alvin Kamara?
Ugh.
Yeah. I,
Ugh.
I believe in Alvin Kamara, even though he's on a terrible team.
Yeah.
I do believe in Alvin Kamara because he's just Mr. Consistent no matter what. I think he's a great player, so I'll take Alvin Kamara pretty confidently over Brees Hall.
Then mine was, would you take Kenneth Walker or
Oof.
Brees Hall?
They're pretty equal to me.
But yeah, it's
Just
just
giving both.
both grenades, 2 grenades.
Yeah.
Well, the team that Brees Hall is on, Kenneth Walker is on that team too. So
Oh God, having
gross.
both of them on your roster is just.
It's gross.
Why don't you just throw in the towel after the draft? I mean, I'd rather have Chuba Hubbard than either one of them.
Yep.
Oh yeah, okay.
Sure.
What about James Conner?
Yeah, I'd probably take Connor over either one of those.
Yeah, I like Chuba and James Conner over Brees Hall. Both those guys are Chuba and James Conner are. Though Chuba Hubbard has really shined these last couple seasons, and I'm definitely targeting Chuba Hubbard and drafts.
Yeah, I like where he's going. Um, he's a really solid option in my opinion, right? So what would be fifth round for Chuba,
Yep.
Yeah,
RB 18.
yeah. All right. Well, I'll give you my last one. I don't know which one I should do, but I'm gonna I'm gonna go with Tyler's boy, Scary Terry.
Oh,
Tyler, you alluded it into this episode. You don't like that Scary Terry is still not signed or anything like that with um, Jane Daniels. So my concern is he's going in the fourth round. He had his highest career touchdowns with 13 last season, and he had the lowest yardage for a top 10 receiver last season. He only had a was it 1,096 yards. So, with that being said, you are drafting him at his ceiling, and I don't think it's going to get any better if he's not signed anytime soon because he is losing out on practice with Jaden, and he's losing. He'll lose you your team, especially if he's going to be, especially if he's being drafted as a wide receiver one. I don't see it.
yeah.
He's very he's a low end one and but a very high upside two, which is concerning. So and people are seeing him as a one, and I don't see him as a one.
Yeah. I'm not seeing him as a wide receiver one either.
With that being said, where he's going in this little mock is a 406, and he went like, would you rather have Higgins or Terry?
Oof.
This is where it's gross. Like this is where it's gonna get dicey.
I'd
Well,
probably take Terry.
Okay.
yeah. If both of those are my wide receiver two or three, that one's a tough one for me. I don't know who to pick.
It's a
Yeah,
toss up. Like if I was put on the clock between those two with 5 seconds,
yeah.
it's probably 50-50. Like if you did that 10 times to me, I'd probably pick T. Higgins 5 times. I'd probably pick Terry 5 times.
Terry or Garrett.
Jeez.
I'd take Terry.
Terry. Okay. Terry or Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
I think I'd take Terry.
Ooh.
Really? Ooh.
I
I
don't. I'm like hit or miss on Mike Evans.
Yeah.
It's a toss up. The end is near. It's just a matter of when the
When
end hits.
when is the end? Yeah. So
A few episodes ago, we I think you talked about your plague of not picking Mike Evans, Tim.
I know, and it just continues. Like you get stuck in these preconceived notions when you kind of do your preseason analysis, and you can kind of identify those, right? But when you're on the clock, those existing biases always kick in,
yeah.
right? So I got burned on T. Higgins. I'm probably not taking him, like regardless of the situation. Um, but like this is another one of those situations where like I got burned on T. Higgins and I just probably will never take him again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's also so the team that Terry's on, they picked Derrick Henry, they have Drake London, and then they have Lad McConkey as their one and two receivers.
Nice.
So drafting Terry there,
Oh yeah.
like we said before, with like Team Nine, it's just all about your structure of your team. It's like you can take, all right, I can take this risk with him because Terry McLaurin is their third receiver. He's probably going to be in your flex at that point. So
Yeah.
it just, it's all about how your team looks in the first 3 rounds. Like, can I go and get this guy? Same thing with Team Nine. They have T Higgins. They have, Amon Ra and Malik Neighbors. They're okay with like, all right, I could take T Higgins with they're thinking probably a huge upside with this, and like if it hits, it hits, and then they have a really scary team. going forward.
Yeah.
That I mean that's what it is here. So
And the Debo X factor, I think, gives me a little bit of extra pause.
yeah,
Like you just don't know. Like we all know what Debo's capable of, right? Um,
yeah, and Debo's going later. He's going in the ninth.
right.
Uh,
So if you want a piece, I mean, those are easily the clear cut one and two,
yeah,
or possibly even 1A and 1B on that team. So if you're wanting a chunk of that passing game, yeah, maybe wait and try to snag Debo.
yeah.
It's a little more health risk there. Um, but like I would be I wouldn't feel very comfortable with Terry as my one. Although, sure, last season that was great,
Yeah,
but will it happen again?
but also last season he wasn't being drafted in the fourth round.
This is true.
He was like a seventh and eighth round receiver that you got like number high value out of. So
Yeah.
he was a value pick last year. So
But I mean, if he's double digit touchdowns again, like he should be right up there.
that'll be great.
Yeah.
He
I
just
mean,
has
wide receiver 6 last year.
he just has to sign those papers, you know.
Yeah.
Signing the paper. Scary Terry.
Sign it. All right. Do you guys want to do your honorable mentions and just do a little
Just
shot?
quick hits.
Yeah, quick hits.
Yeah, Tyler, go.
Yeah, do your.
Oh, Chris Olave. Goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
We all have.
Same with the eighth round in a 10 team. Um, who's throwing him the ball?
Tyler Shuck.
You have Tyler Shaw, Spencer Rather, and Taysom Hill. Oh, God. Sat out the preseason because of an ankle. Like I was saying earlier about Alvin Kamara, he's just Mr. Consistent. I'd rather the only person I'm drafting on the Saints is Alvin Kamara, and that's if he's my RB2 and or reflex. Um, and I think all of us kind of preach on this podcast that you got to stay true to players on an effective offense. Um, and I just think Chris Olave is just I just don't get the hype around him. Like I just don't I don't see it at all. I never really liked Chris Olave. I never picked him. So I just going in the seventh, eighth round, you have Trayvon Henderson, Quinshon Junkins, Aaron Jones, Cooper Cup, and kind of a sleeper of a pick, Cortland Sutton. Um, so I just think there's better picks than Chris Olave this year, and I'm really surprised he's going seventh, eighth round still.
Yeah, the concussion concerns are near,
That's
not
my.
quite to the point of Tua, but they're definitely red flags.
That's my only concern really with him.
Well, at that and the quarterback play.
Yeah. Oh, that too. But I mean, if he gets hit wrong, he's done. Like the last time I saw him play, he got hit so like it was like it didn't look like a bad hit, but he was done. Like he was out for 6 games. So it's just his concussion history is really bad. So I'm like
Yeah.
I'm no. That's definitely a grenade.
Yeah, for sure.
Tim, give us your
All
little
right. So this is a little lower key, right? Going in the 10th round, wide receiver 39, but I still have concerns. Um, People seem to be rising on this pick.
Yeah,
But
what the hell? I am.
it's Stephon Diggs. I
He's Drake. Drake May is taking the Patriots to the promised land, and Stephon Diggs is going to help him. Come on.
sure, maybe he'll help him. But what does that chemistry look like? And obviously they signed him, but
He had a ACL injury, right? This.
yeah. Yeah, so catastrophic injury last year, older player, obviously going to take longer to come back from and regain previous form from that injury. But the Patriots are in a youth movement here.
Mhm.
And they drafted Kyle Wilson. They've got Jalen Polk from last year.
He sucks.
Yeah, he's not very good.
That sucks.
Kyle Wilson hasn't gotten a ton of buzz out of camp. But the big threat, Efton Chisholm, right?
F them Chisholm.
uh no, he's a slot guy, so not like a ton of threat to Stefan Diggs. But if Stefan Diggs is the only main target coming off an injury and gonna get, if if defenses don't have to cover somebody else,
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty big problem. Um, the other thing is from a target standpoint, all of Stefan Diggs's past good seasons have come with roughly 150 targets or more. My question is that even possible in New England? Right. New England only had 256 total wide receiver targets last
But
year.
it's Josh McDaniels' offense, bro. Like, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, maybe. Uh,
Maybe. I have no idea.
if they try, will it work? So I've got some concerns about Stefan Diggs. I think that 10th round range is where you've got some interesting wide receiver targets.
Hmm.
But before we do, would you rather, Tyler, any thoughts on Stefan Diggs?
I think because of how Trayvon Henderson is playing, I think they're gonna start relying, even though he's a rookie, start kind of just giving him the ball a little bit more. And um, I don't think the Patriots passing game is gonna be great. Drake May is a great quarterback, but they're gonna they're gonna distribute the ball a little bit. And I think rely heavy on the running game.
For sure. I
Yeah.
the just to give you some context on how I think he was really good last season with the Texans. He had over 6 or more targets each game. Like he had his points were 14, 14, 13, 14, and then 15. Like he was getting peppered with targets with CJ Stroud. That's why I think they brought him in, is just for this. Let's move the change, keep it moving, because he only had 3 touchdowns before he got injured.
Yeah.
During that time, but he had the Minnesota game. He had 12 targets. It caught 10 of them.
Is
So
that the one where
he
Nico
hadn't.
Collins got injured?
I think so. It looked like it, but like even when Nico was in, he got 6 targets, and he so.
But he had the
But
other team had to the defense had to focus on Nico
true,
too.
yeah, and I hear your point. Like he is the one on this team, so they're going to be focused on him, and then who's going to step up and be that number 2 guy? Who knows?
Also, the Texans had almost 100 more wide receiver targets than the Patriots did last year.
Wow, 100 more targets. Jesus, that's crazy.
Yep. Anyways,
All right.
draft with caution. Okay, so really quick, I'll do 3 would you rathers.
Okay.
Would you rather Stefan Diggs or Jacoby Myers?
Yeah, I take Jacoby just for the consistency that you're going to get from.
Stefan Diggs or Ricky P?
Ricky P.
Yeah, I take Ricky.
Stefan Diggs or Emeka Ibuka?
Ooh, give me Mbuka all day. I love Mbuka. Did you see he caught a little fade from Teddy?
Yeah, it
That was
looked nice.
it was against the Steelers, but I don't care. I was like, ooh, Mbuka looks great, especially with Teddy. Teddy Bridgewater, baby.
Oh man.
Yeah, I take him. Yeah, I take Mbuka. If you couldn't tell, I'm hyped about Mbuka.
I like him too.
So, I have one. Uh, Diggs or Jalen Reed.
Diggs.
Tip your eyes. You're like, oh god.
Diggs.
No, I think I'd take Jaden Reed. It's similar situations,
Yeah.
right? Like
Right here,
questionable receiving core across the board for both teams.
here's a better. So he goes in. Diggs is going to the 9th round. So here are the other receivers: Myers, Godwin, Debo, Shakir, Golden. Would you
Hmm.
take? Would you take Golden over him? Like he's been.
I, I wouldn't take Golden over Stephon Diggs.
What about Shakir?
I'll take Shaquille.
Yeah, me too.
Would you take an injured Godwin over him?
No,
Diggs. Okay.
I
I'm
don't
going
think
Diggs.
so, especially with Ibuka emerging.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Just saying. What about Debo? You take a shot on Debo over Diggs? I'd
I
probably
think
take
so.
Debo.
I think I'm taking Debo.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so too.
All right. All right. All right. I like it. I'll do one quick one. This probably was gonna hurt your feelings, Tim. It's
Nah,
Kyler
it
Murray.
won't. No.
Kyler Murray. Tim, can you please tell me what the hell is he gonna do this season?
I don't
Because
I don't know.
I do not understand him.
I think half of trying to understand Kyler Murray is that there's nothing to understand, right? Like, do you have to simply accept that he is what he is?
He is who he is.
Yeah.
So I what I wrote down here, I feel like we know who Kyler Murray is, half good, half bad. And are we going to see it this year, the good part of Kyler Murray? And I said, I don't know. I don't know.
I yeah, I also don't know.
But the bad part about this is that we all like Marv. We all think Marv is great.
And who's throwing him the
And
ball?
who's throwing him the ball? It's Kyler
Yeah.
Murray. So he's going in the ninth round. I just it's like I would rather take a shot on Patrick Mahomes and then either him or Baker. Like, and I have Baker here as a grenade just because I don't think you're gonna get the same production out of him last season as you will this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would rather have Baker over him just because of the upside with Mbuka and knowing that he has a true one in Mike Evans. So
Yeah, that receiving core is definitely more it's a stronger overall receiving core in Tampa.
yeah,
Baker's been really consistent over the past couple of years. Has looked really good. Tampa Bay did lose Liam Cohen right to Jacksonville.
yes,
Um,
but also like the Cardinals, they didn't add anyone. Like,
yeah.
so I don't know. I don't know. Kyler needs a run too. That's also
Yes.
my other issue. We have this guy that can run a 4.5 40, but he doesn't run the ball. Like, the highest his rushing total for last season was
Pretty good for a quarterback.
yeah, sure. Da, 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 572 with like no rushing, like maybe five rushing touchdowns. Like, if you add on an extra 150 and one more touchdown, he's a top 10 probably QB with that.
Oh, for sure.
But it's just like
Um,
he's not doing it. That's my
right. I mean,
concern.
his second season where he was the QB3, 133 rushing attempts for 819 yards and 11 touchdowns. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I want.
yeah, that's what I would like to see too. And I'm hopeful that I'm hoping that he gets to 100 rushing attempts this year,
Yeah.
maybe 600 to 700, or hopefully 700 at least rushing yards and 7 touchdowns would be awesome. I think of concern is the touchdown to interception ratio as well.
It's horrible. It's
It's
so
not
bad.
it's not great, and it's never been great. Uh, 21 touchdowns and 11 interceptions last year, 8 fumbles as well.
Oh God.
I mean, that's not even his career high. That's like number three. He had 13 fumbles in 2021.
Jeez.
So it's definitely a concern. Um, it's just those miscues, and they always seem like they come at the worst time.
Yeah.
Like that first preseason game, that interception was horrendous. Horrendous.
Yeah, the 2020 year, he was a quarterback 3
Yeah.
on the year. And since that, he's been the 10, 19, 27th, and last year he was the 10th. But
Yeah.
it didn't seem like he played like the 10th best QB on on the field. It felt like he was like the 20th because His highest score, his highest points was 22 points. That's how many
Jeez.
fantasy points he had on the year. Like that's not winning you a game. That's not
No.
helping you at all. So
No, it's not great. Like the rushing, I think raises his floor. Right. That's why if he didn't have the rushing prowess and he had his passing numbers from last year, easily QB in the 20s. Right.
well, he also and he needs to rush. That would help it. So
yeah, so we'll see what Drew Petzing comes up with.
is that the offensive coordinator?
Yeah, offensive coordinator.
I was like, who's does that? That's not the head coach because that guy is interesting too. So,
but hey, I mean, worst case scenario, we got Jacoby Brissett
yes,
to back him up.
Jacoby biscuits. Give me them biscuits. Sweet. All right. You guys have anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Nope.
All right. Next week we will be doing instead of calling it my guys, it's my dudes. It's the guys that we're gonna it's the guys that we love and are probably gonna be drafting a lot in drafts, and we're gonna give you the reason why. So that'll be next week. But thank you all for listening, and then enjoy your rest of your weekend, and make sure you subscribe to the TikTok podcast and our YouTube. We got 1 subscriber within a week, so
Nice.
and it was my wife. So,
Let's go.
Woohoo!
so yeah, thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys next time.
Later.